Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
Washington Post World, September 6, 1248 America, New York. Climate change pushes New Zealand to warmest recorded winter. The southern winter that just ended in New Zealand was the warmest ever recorded, and scientists say climate change is driving temperatures ever higher. Washington Post World, September 6, 1218 America, New York. Goodbye Columbus. Mexico statue to be replaced by Indigenous. Christopher Columbus is getting kicked off Mexico City's most iconic boulevard. Washington Post World, September 6, 1217 America, New York. U.S. supports 2 Canadians marking 1,000th day in Chinese cells. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says that people are not bargaining chips, and adds that the U.S. stands with Canada in calling for the release of 2 Canadians detained in China for 1,000 days. Washington Post World, September 6, 1206 America, New York. Wiggling twin panda cubs are born at the Madrid Zoo. Madrid's panda family has grown with the birth of twin cubs.
September 6, 12 o'clock America, New York. U.S. helped 4 U.S. citizens leave Afghanistan overland, official says. Taliban accused of murdering pregnant Afghan policewoman in front of her family. Taliban claim victory in Panjshir, but resistance forces say they still control strategic position in the valley.
World CBS News, com. September 6, 11:57 America, New York. Former French soccer star dies after 39 years in a coma. Adams, cared for by his wife Bernadette, had been lying in a coma at his home in the southern French city of Nimes since 1982. World CBS News, com. September 6, 11:51 America, New York. 4 Americans depart Afghanistan as Blinken arrives in Qatar. This is the first departure by land from Afghanistan facilitated by the State Department since the U.S. military withdrawal was completed at the end of August.
RT World News, September 6, 11:38 America, New York. U.S. military knew dozens of Americans were at the gates of Kabul airport but refused entry during evacuation. Journalist to RT. The U.S. commanders in charge of evacuation abandoned dozens of American citizens at the gates of Kabul airport amid a chaotic rush to leave Afghanistan. U.S. war correspondent and former Special Forces soldier Michael Yan told RT.
BBC News World, September 6, 11:12 America, New York. The Taliban embrace social media. We too want to change perceptions. Famed for their shunning of technology, the Taliban are realizing they need to be on social media too.
Washington Post World, September 6, 11:02 America, New York. Jean-Paul Belmondo, jaunty star of new wave classic, Breathless, dies at 88. After starring in Jean-Luc Godard's seminal 1960 film, he became one of the most popular stars of his generation with stunt-filled comedy adventures.
September 6, 10:58 America, New York. Mark Ronson and Grace Gummer are married. Mark Ronson revealed on Instagram he married actress Grace Gummer.
Wall Street Journal World News, September 6, 10:57 America, New York. Belarus jails one of its last leading dissidents for 11 years. A Minsk court found Maria Kalesnikova guilty of conspiring to seize power, creating an extremist group, and calling for actions that could damage national security, effectively silencing the last main opposition voice still in the country.
BBC News World, September 6, 10:51 America, New York. French film great Jean-Paul Belmondo dies at 88. Star of Breathless, Jean-Paul Belmondo was one of France's most popular actors.
New York Times World News, September 6, 10:44 America, New York. Twins conjoined at the head separated in Israel. The 1-year-old twins were separated in surgery lasting over 12 hours. For the first time, the family can hold the babies separately, a pediatric neurosurgeon at the hospital said. The twins who underwent the rare separation surgery at Soroka Medical Center in Beersheba, Israel, on Sunday.
September 6, 10:36 America, New York. Pilot completes hair-raising world record tunnel flight. Pilot Dario Costa notched a Guinness World Record for the longest flight through a tunnel after preparing for the daring stunt for more than a year.
Washington Post World, September 6, 10:31 America, New York. 6 Palestinians escaped from an Israeli prison through a tunnel, sparking a manhunt. A security official said the fugitives fled through a shaft in the toilet of their cell and then snuck out via underground passages that existed in the prison's foundation. RT World News. September 6, 1028 America, New York. Legendary French actor Jean-Paul Belmondo dies at 88. French New Wave star Jean-Paul Belmondo, perhaps best known for roles in Breathless and The Professional, has died at the age of 88, his lawyer told AFP. He had been unwell for some time, having suffered a stroke in 2001.
September 6, 1027 America, New York. Kanye West grabs 10th #1 album on Billboard. Kanye West has hit lucky number 7 with his 10th #1 album. September 6, 1021 America, New York. Twins joined at the head are separated after 12-hour surgery in Israel. 1-year-old Israeli twin girls, who were born joined back-to-back at the head, have been separated after a rare and complicated surgery.
RT World News. September 6, 1021 America, New York. Denmark cancels tender for domestic COVID-19 vaccine production to support Danish pharmaceutical company manufacturing shots. Denmark's government has cancelled its initial plans for a tender that would allow COVID-19 vaccines to be produced domestically, instead favoring supporting a shot made by company Bavarian Nordic, which is facing Phase 2 trials. New York Times World News. September 6, 1016 America, New York. Colonial-era royal carriage stirs up modern backlash in Netherlands. The Golden Coach, built for Queen Wilhelmina of Holland in 1896, is emerging as a new focus of debate over slavery, colonialist oppression and history. King Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands left, attending the opening of the exhibition, The Golden Coach, in the Amsterdam Museum in June. New York Times World News. September 6, 1014 America, New York. Belarus opposition leader sentenced to 11 years in prison. The convictions of Maria Kolesnikova, a fierce opponent of President Alexander Lukashenko, and a colleague are part of a crackdown on dissent following a disputed election last year. The opposition figures Maria Kolesnikova and Maxim Zanak at their hearing on Monday in Minsk, Belarus.